Hi everyone, and welcome to this stupid thing I have to do yet again. I started to write an outline for this, and I was going to grab either a short of internet insanity or Tumblrisms or something, because it really just depends on how you want to go with this. And in the end, I just decided, never mind. It's not really worth all that much time, so I'm going to try and hammer through this as fast as humanly possible, because honestly, this is really stupid. If you've come to my channel and you're new to this and you've heard, oh my god, you've been doxed as a man, my question to you is, which one? Because as the name of this title will imply, I've been doxed 6 times as a man. 6 different men, not always given a name or an address or anything. And as I said in my last video, here's the challenge. Go to my thread and then look at the shit that's been posted and see if they've backed it with any evidence whatsoever. If you have come to this video, then you should have already done my challenge. And if you haven't done my challenge, then, well, you failed the challenge. So let's go through the 6 faces, quote-unquote faces, of Metokur Fembot. The first time I was ever, quote-unquote, doxed as a man was by a pedophile. This pedophile ran off to a bunch of content creators when I was still a minor, pretending to be an adult, not smart, but that's what happens. But yeah, I was not really wanting to get on the mic because I didn't want people to figure out that I was underage and start kicking me out of places and stuff, which was the reason I made that account to begin with, quite frankly. People kept kicking me out of places because I was just below 18. I wasn't looking to get with anyone or anything, but because I was 17, it was like the great divide. I couldn't be in chats, I couldn't be in OBS things with people, I couldn't be in Discords, so I ended up making a fake account with a completely fake identity just so I could chill out with adults. It's really not that complicated. But this pedophile decided to tell people that they went to my house and they met me and that I was a bald old man living with my mom, which no evidence of that has or will ever surface, because that was a lie. It was designed to get people to not listen to me about what I hadn't yet figured out about them. They had accidentally leaked their email in a screen recorded thing where we were all listening to music and watching anime, and I didn't even think of it at the time, honestly. But they went off on me after that, just out of nowhere. So it made me think, why are they doing this? Why are they lying about me to people now? And then it struck me, I was like, well, they leaked their email on stream. What the hell is connected to that email that has them reacting this crazy? And from there, I was able to find nothing, actually, to be honest. For a long time, I actually found nothing until I got a little bit better, because I'm young. I wasn't really that skilled in internet sleuthery, and I consider that stuff kind of gay, to be honest. And I ended up finding out that they had a live journal where they talked about meeting up with their girlfriend. The only issue is that they were 20 years old and their girlfriend was 12. And from there, I did a few other searches, found them on a sex offender registry, found a news article about it, found out where they lived, found out that their 12-year-old victim was the girl that they were using photos of, a whole lot of other things. But that was actually years later that I found that information out, and when I did, I pretty much said, okay, well, you've been fucking with me for years, lying about me, now I know why, and here's your name, here's her name, and if you keep contacting me, then I'm going to let everyone know exactly who you are. And then from there, after they blocked me and deleted fucking everything, I reported them to their local police department and got them violated, which is why they've not returned for years. So, what does all that have to do with anything? Well, I think that they got pressed when they said that story. They're like, well, you went to this guy's house. Where's the address? I don't know. You saw what kind of cars were in the driveway. What was the name on the mailbox? What was, like, literally fucking anything. So the first name that ever came out was Nate, which confused the shit out of me. Like, okay, I don't know anyone named Nate. I don't know anyone with a variation of the name Nate. Where the fuck is this name coming from? Did they just straight pull it out of their ass? And to this day, that's my best theory, is that they literally just pulled the name out of their ass when they were being pressed to give some detail about it. Like, they was probably like, surely, the mom called the guy, you said that, so what was his name? So they had to give out something. The second time I was doxxed was, of course, as a very vague, oogie woogie, and still to this day very oogie woogie, mysterious 52-year-old man, which is what Kinoshe has always said is the truth. And by the way, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I absolutely think that Kinoshe is ear juice. I mean, could be entirely wrong. New people do come into the sector, but he appeared right when Ear Juice got BTFO'd and his girlfriend fake killed herself, so he ran the fuck off, and then Kinoshe showed the fuck up. And Kinoshe very obviously has a beef to settle with Cog, but that's beyond the point. I'm just getting my own speculation out of the way. I'm sure they'll laugh at me and say, oh, you think this stupid thing? Whatever, I don't give a fuck. The internet decide maybe that'll come out one day. When Kinoshe actually balls up and gets on a microphone like I do. But that's beyond the case. But anyway, very vague, very mysterious. But, that's what happens when you deal with stupid people, is they throw out things like ages, and then they go, whoa, you know his exact age, so therefore you must know everything about this guy. You just don't want to release it on Twitter because they'll just flag you down or something. Truth is, Kinoshe has fucking nothing. He's never had anything. I'm not that age. I'm not that gender. So why the fuck would he say that? It's just because he's adding extra detail to convince stupid people that he has more than he does. That way they just believe him because they go, oh well, he has this info. Does he? Ask him to prove he has that information. Like any of it. So let's get on to my next thing here. The next one is the fat old man who I still to this day have no fucking clue who that is. I don't know who that is at all. Jesse threw it out there as if it was me to try and convince people that, oh, he got on with me. Like, number one, I would never get on a call with Jesse in the first place. No, I didn't, and that's not me. And the proof is that Jesse later put out the exact same guy, a video of him, and said it was his uncle. So, you know what, Jesse? I guess I'm your fucking uncle then. Fucking retarded. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, just because I got a small list here. Some weird black-haired guy. This one didn't last, but like maybe 30 minutes. Is some guy in like some kind of weird aviator hat or something. I don't even know. Don't know who this guy is. It looked like a more muscular anal vein. I don't know, okay? You'll have to excuse me. I have no fucking clue who this person is. Like I said, though, it didn't last 30 minutes because, lo and behold, like, the people who actually doxed me, which is, I'm not even including in this list, by the way, but the people who actually doxed me gave him my husband's information and gave him basically all of his information and said, this is Maya, which isn't true, and the person who shared that knows it's not true. But I'm not getting into that because that's embarrassing. I've been asked never to reveal that story, so I won't. But needless to say, the person who has that information knows damn well I'm not Aaron, because they got it in a very fucked way. But yeah, that's the fourth dox. Let me bring my list back up again, because holy shit. This is stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was the 5th time I was doxed. So that was as Aaron, but that's my husband, not me. So that didn't stick. They decided, even though they actually had something on me, something private, personal, it actually fucked with me. For whatever reason, they decided to move off that. I guess it's because, I don't know, maybe they found our marriage certificate, I don't know. And they're like, holy shit, this actually shows Maya exists, so we can't keep saying that they're the same person. I don't know. Because I don't fuck with their stupid group chats. Like, I know people who are in those groups who tell me shit from time to time, and they've never said, like, they found our marriage certificate or anything, so I don't think they did. But, the last dox that they've thrown out there is the most recent, and it won't be the last, and that is Super Godo Setsua. Now, Super Godo, or Godo, is not me. I will give them this. It is very easy to see why they would think Godo is me, because, you know, I've had several people do commissioned art for me, and, you know, I always made sure to praise the artists who did very quality work for me, and even not so quality work, even people who just did, like, stick figures. I always credited him, but Godo was the one that I just hid away, and I tried to make sure that, like, literally no one knew that he did that art. He commissioned the artist for me, you know. I did everything possible in my way to make sure no one knew he did that. So it's very easy to see how they got confused, and they think that I'm Godo because I hid the fact that he commissioned that art. And if you can't tell this is dripping with sarcasm, then I can't help you, because it is absolutely dripping with sarcasm. Because out of everyone who's done art for me, his art is the one that I used for several of my profiles, my YouTube channel, etc. for a long time. He was not only credited on my bio, as I'm showing on screen, he was also credited on my videos. Anyone who asked me where the photo came from or praised the drawing, I said, this drawing was done by this person, it was commissioned by Godo, check my bio, because I always credit my artist. Godo wasn't even the first person to ever do screen art of me, or not screen art, fan art of me. Like, if you check the screen art to my right here, not only has it been him, it's been Rhett and Coffee, it's been Nambi, it's been, oh god, I forget your name right away. You did the edit of the Goomy picture. Aaron did the very silly, drawing with the stick art. He wasn't really trying, he was just goofing off. But yeah, lots of people have done art for me, including, by the way, the only one I've actually paid for myself, and it's because I'm a really cheap bitch, is Ritualist, who does quality at work at a discount. So yeah, you ever need any art, go to him. He can scratch you out with a really good doodle, or he probably would not like me saying that. It's a very good drawing for very cheap, and that was what I could afford as a minor, and I appreciated it, and I've used it for a long time, more as a meme image than like a profile image or anything. But yeah, that's their evidence that Godo is me. He once commissioned a piece of art for me, like several people have in the past, and I credited him publicly, which is really embarrassing for Kiwi Farms, by the way, which is what we're going to get into next, because they're still running with that narrative, and the person who started spreading that narrative, Kinoshe, he's deleted every fucking mention of that. He has deleted every fucking mention of that. it is no longer part of his. He has washed his hands and left that turd on your doorstep, and you are still gathered around it with it on fire, trying to treat it like it's a fucking campfire when it's a burning bag of shit, and it's just about to hit. Like, it's just great, okay? Which, that's what we're going to get into now. The more interesting and fun part of all this is my last video. I called out Kiwi Farms and I said, you know what, people are going onto my thread and they're not looking for evidence and they're being very stupid about it. There's no evidence for the stupid shit that they claim, and yada yada yada. Now, this actually resulted in a lot of people from Kiwi Farms going to Kiwi Farms, going specifically to my thread and going, yeah, that's not correct. That doesn't sound like a voice changer. It doesn't sound like AI. You know, I give you a maybe on the 30-year-old woman, but yeah, no, it's not AI. It's not a voice changer. You're stupid. Like, it really got crazy. Like, one guy literally, and they're trying to say this guy's me, by the way. Just as an aside, I was reading my thread because, you know, the shit that's going on at this point is hilarious. So I see this guy, calling this other person fucking retarded for trying to say that I'm Godo. When even Geek Thulu, by the way, me and Geek hate each other. Absolutely fucking despise each other, okay? And we're both like, no, Godo is not me. Godo is not me. You're being stupid. I know Godo, like, Geek's like, I know Godo is stupid and he's not sly and shit like that, and he's definitely not Fembot. And I'm like, dude, Godo's not me. Like, it's ridiculous. Y'all are stupid. And they're just like, no, it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So, this Dick guy comes in and he actually tries to dox my entire family. Like, he finds the first Maya Chavez in Hollywood, and Dick, if you're watching, by the way, I don't know if you look specifically in Hollywood, because you did link a lot of people who, like, were just in the Miami-Dade area, I imagine. I don't know. That post was deleted before I could read it, but if you're looking for my parents, they're not in Hollywood. I moved north. They are down in Miami proper, and I'm up further north. But yeah. He tried to dox my entire family, and I just, was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. And apparently, like, someone was trying to make, like, a Fembot Discord hit thing, murder thingy. I don't know. It was so crazy, and I was trying to catch it. I work 10 hours a day, okay? If you think I sound like an old person, it's because I literally work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted now. It's my day off. I'm still exhausted. Okay? But, he tries to dox my entire family. They jump on him for foul doxing me, which is going to come back hilariously since, their source, Kino Gay, has completely DFE'd any fucking mention of me being Dodo. Then he's like telling people, he's like, well, if you're getting on my ass for fell doxing, then why are you saying that they're Godo? That's fucking stupid. You know it's fucking stupid. They're not Godo. And he starts getting married, insulting them. So what do they do when this guy's insulting them for making stupid claims? They start claiming he's me. Or he's my agent. So, I go ahead and I start paying attention to this now because it's turning into a fucking trash fire. The head mod of fucking Kiwi Farms has come into my thread to lock the fucking thing down, okay? He completely locks the fucking thread and then he throws it into some kind of spurg thingy majigger. And I don't know if anyone can post there if it just can't be seen or searched. I don't know what that even means, okay? But now the fucking threads are on lockdown, and it's being spurgified or whatever, and, they're fighting with this guy, and they're calling him Fembot and all this stuff, so I'm reading all this, I'm laughing my ass off so fucking hard, okay? I actually recorded it, I may or may not include that, but I hit record, and I'm just scrolling it, and I just start cracking the fuck up. I hit this part where they start calling him me, so I start tweeting out to just instigate shit even further. I'm like, I completely, like, endorse Dick Sanchez for Fembot Inc. president. Like, just anything to rile these fuckers up even more. And so what I end up doing from there is, just poking here and there. I'm not, like, hardcore going in on it, but I just noticed the mouth on this thing is not tracking worth a damn today. But anyway, he ends up tweeting at me and says, this is how you back up stuff, because they're talking about deleting everything on my thread, by the way. Like, it has become such a shit show that they're, like, asking the head mod, just like, can you just purge every fucking thing? Can you DFE the entire fucking thread? So can you just delete everything, please? And what happens is that I'm like asking, because I'm like, I want to make a video on this. I want to talk about this. This is hilarious. Like, how can I get this before they delete it all? So, and I'm lazy. Okay, I work 10 hours a day, so excuse me. So I'm like, can I do this just like with one link? Can I just enter in the URL with like a star after the slashy thing after my name, so that it just gets everything on the website that follows that? What do you call it? A wild card? A wild star? Whatever. It's a wild thing. I was like, could you put the wild thing behind the thingy and get all of them? Can you just back all of it up with one thing? And they're like, no, you have to go page by page. And I'm like, you know what? I can't be fucking asked to do that, so I'm not. But other people did, thankfully. So if it ever goes down, I've got that stupidity saved forever. Thank you guys for doing that. Especially you, Dimmer. I think you did it. I'm not entirely sure if you did it, actually. You started to. But either way, I know other people did as well. So if you did that, I appreciate it. Where to go from here? Okay. So they're talking about deleting everything. So Dick Sanchez contacts me and says, well, if you want to back it up, you can do it here. You can do it locally. And at first I just start replying without actually looking at what I'm replying to, because I remember reading in the 30s well, I just have an unknown Twitter account, so if you're looking for it, you're not going to find it. It's got no followers and yada yada yada, so you won't know it's me. So I'm not looking for Dick at this point. But yeah, so I was like, okay, well, if I save the files locally, they'll just claim that I edited it, because they're always claiming I lied with zero evidence, like I've said before. But in the end, I was like, oh, this is Dick. So I was like, oh, well, so you got thread banned. Like, I found out he got thread banned. He can't reply on my thread anymore because he called them stupid for field doxing me. They thread banned him. And this is the part where I'm going to get into Vanquish Phoenix, which last time he tried to watch one of my videos, he quote-unquote, I was boozed out, and I'm not listening, blah, blah, blah. So whatever. If you don't want to pay attention, then don't. But, I have tried to be very kind to you in the past, because I saw you writing in a very, neutral fashion, like you were actually looking for evidence, and at this point, I've either, given that you called me a donator to dishonest Harrison, it either occurs to me that you are and always have been a Worski Spurk, and you just finally decided to go mask off because you've been writing in that thing for 7 months with zero new information coming out about me, and at this point you're desperate to just land something, or you're just tired of it and you're intentionally trying to sabotage it and blow it up. At this point, I don't know which, but my problem, if I'm going to be as clear and fair to you as possible at this point, is if someone else, even if Lim had come to me and said, I got thread gland, because I kept responding to you, I still would have complained at you. It had nothing to do with Dick defending me. In fact, other people have defended me and they've never posted on that thread again, which makes me wonder if they're not the first who got, if Dick was not the first one who got thread banned. I don't know, and I have no way of checking, so I'm not going to speculate. But at the very least, he was one who came to me and said he was directly thread banned, so there's that. But my issue is with hypocrisy, and it's always been with hypocrisy, and anyone who knows me knows that's the issue I have. And I brought up to you, I said, well, you're thread banning Dick Sanchez for communicating with me, because that was the rule you cited. You said, well, I hope you realize that talking with the quote-unquote cow outside of the boards is against the rules. And I'm like, Vanquished, you offered to write on my website, to write my thread on my own website. I mean, that's beyond, I'd say that's even a step beyond convorting with me off of Kiwi Farms, because then you're going to a Kiwi Farms competitor, quote unquote, to write threads on people. Lim has contacted me off of the forums. Geek Thulu has. Thoughts and Opinions, who is Downsy Drone or whatever, they've contacted me off the farms. Two Faces, Two Colors. There's other people. Lots of people have. And in fact, if I've got to be even more forward about it, the owner of the website himself does this. He spoke with Ralph in the pill stream when Ralph was like a huge thread, a huge cow for the entire site, and he went directly to speak to Ralph. Dick Masterson, one of his most famous interactions, stopped having slab fights with the users on my forum. He had a thread. He was directly intervening with a cow. I mean, he's in flagrant violation of his own rules. And not to shit on Josh or anything, but seriously, if you want your community to follow your rules, then you have to be an exemplar of what you want your users to do. So if you don't want them to interact with cows off the site, then it has to be a thing where you yourself follow that rule as well. But I mean, it's his website, he can do what he wants, and I'm certainly not chastising him on that. I've enjoyed his appearances, and I've liked when he intervenes with people. I'm just pointing out the weird hypocrisy in the two different stances of what he expects his users to do and what he does. What you will allow, by the way, Vanquished, and what you don't really give a fuck about enforcing that rule when it's someone who's making fun of you guys. Lim doesn't push back against you. Thoughts and Opinions doesn't. Geek Thulu doesn't, etc. so on. I would almost guarantee that Papa Vita has interacted with me under an alt. Who knows? But those people in particular, Geek, Drowsy, aka Thoughts and Opinions, and Lim, have not only been out and proud about contacting me, they've posted their interactions with me, which is something Dick didn't do. So, yeah, I mean, that's where my issue lies, is in the hypocrisy of the situation. And, to go even further, if you're going to start enforcing rules on others, then I expect that, given that Kinoshe is the source saying that I was Godo from the start, that you all ravenously jumped upon, and even though I'm not going to invest the time into going and finding the clips of streams where I'm very obviously in chat, you can see my chats coming up on the screen while he's playing games and talking. But, I mean, they're out there. I think I saw you guys playing very super old clips, so there's a chance that those streams still exist too. Because that's the thing, you wait to make this claim after Godo's already deleted everything years prior, or years earlier. But the claim is so ridiculous on its face that, like, why should I bother even, like, trying to refute it? Like, oh my god, someone commissioned a piece of art for me, therefore they're me. I've done so in the past, but at that point I had artists doing it for free, and, you know, they got my praise, of course. It's not like I'm, it's not that I'm not gracious about it. Of course I am, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, why would I pay? Like, and not only that, I had been a thing already on YouTube and Twitter for 2 years. Let's go into imagination land, okay? And let's imagine that I am a man. You don't think that since I'd started in 2018, I had established some way to pay someone under a female name? And given that, you know, I'm paying this guy, supposedly, like, you don't think I could just sit there and say, like, hey, dude, don't tag me on this, just say, you know, you're doing it for a friend or something? Or credit it to Metokur Fembot, you know? And, you know, there is, of course, the fact of, like, I could, like, not have shared the art or who commissioned it publicly for years on my bio, so it's, like, literally the first thing you would have seen once you clicked on my profile. You know, just those big thinking thoughts, I guess. But beyond that, you guys have been running with the fake docs for a hard minute now, which makes me wonder, like, when can I start expecting to see giant band hammers come down? Because fail doxing is against the rules, and you guys have fail doxed the shit out of me, like, on repeat for like 4 pages now. And yeah, that's a bigger rule than not allowing someone to talk to someone outside, which is, by the way, very authoritarian. Oh, and by the way, Phoenix, you didn't address literally anything I wrote about the hypocrisy. You decided to make this about my forum. My forum was a troll forum. It was designed for people to come and have fun and, like, go and mess with people. It was, like, literally the opposite of Kiwi Farms. And I had 2 rules. Don't do anything illegal, and don't post pornography. That was literally the only 2 rules on my site. The only reason I shut my website down is because people were posting porn and issuing death threats en masse, so it became too much to handle. And I was tired of dealing with those stupid fucking people. So I shut the website down for 2 weeks so that they would get bored and fuck off. And it worked. They stopped coming around. And I don't really care that, you know, in the end, like, the website traffic died down. Like, it was destined to be that way. It was always originally designed to be, like, a possible fallback for Kiwi Farms if it needed to be. But it was never designed to be Kiwi Farms from the start. Like, if it was going to turn to that, it was going to be because Josh took over. You know, until that point, it's not going to be anything but for harmless, light-hearted trolling. It's not for, you know, let's dox this person and find out where they live and their family and let's swat their dog or whatever. That's about it. This video is long as fuck already, so let's go ahead and get this done with. Thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.